For the last 52 years, the New York Knickerbockers have failed to win an NBA championship. And 2025 is no different. My suffering continues in this postseason as the Indiana Pacers, the dreaded, hated Indiana Pacers, have defeated my New York Knicks. And I am all types of sad. I'm all types of frustrated, emotional. There's a lot of emotionality coming out right now. And I'm not shocked. I don't want to say I'm shocked. I want to say that this team they overaccomplished this postseason. Like, everybody thought they were gonna lose to Boston. They beat Boston 4-2. And then they come into the Eastern Conference Finals against Indiana, who apparently has their number because the Knicks haven't beaten them at all this century in a playoff series. And we get absolutely owned. And everybody gets exposed. And now I'm at the point of like, okay, what's next? What is next? And I'm at a loss for words, which is not good considering we're doing a podcast where we have to talk about these things. And I just don't know what to say other than fuck.
This is a safe place. This is a safe place.
It is a safe place. My safe space is on this podcast, Staches Glasses. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of me ranting about the New York Knicks and how fucking awesome and terrible they are. Joined, as always, by my cohort, Justin Waters, who is sympathetic to my struggles because, as we all know, the Lakers didn't make it out of the first round. And New York is his East Coast team, as has been since we were kids.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you joining the pod. Again, I texted you and said, we going to do this? And you said, absolutely. So happy to have you, man.
Absolutely. Hey, glad to be here for your shoulder to cry on. Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
You guys go up the top of a hill. You did the 300 stomp to Boston's chest, and the guy flew down the tunnel of death, doom, whatever that shit is. And I'm thinking, wow, these guys are, I know Tatum got hurt at the end, but you guys pretty much still, to me, in my opinion, had it. You won that one game. It was up 3-1.
Hey, listen, the Boston series, we absolutely earned the Boston series.
No, for sure. So that's why I figured, like, oh, all right, these guys are riding high. Confidence should be all the way at the top. You knock them off, and then that first game getting shanked in the kidney.
It was like a self-inflicted shank.
Yeah, which is the worst.
They absolutely blew it down the line.
Yeah,
like we've talked about game one.
Yeah.
Game one was a shit show that we should have won, but because of our own stupid, lousy fuck ups, we lost. So yeah, I've accepted that. What I have not accepted is our inability to play defense. That is the most glaring thing when it comes to this Knicks team. Because, we could talk all about the heart of New York and the king of New York, and we could talk about how, like, Karl Anthony Towns is the best center we've had since Patrick Ewing and yada, 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 yada. But those teams were far better defensively than this Knicks team is. And I can't even begin to put into words how frustrated that makes me.
Yeah, I would be too. You guys.
No.
All those.
Don't you guys me.
I mean, I do feel bad, but I'm like, it's like this. It's like your cousin. It's like, fuck, it sucks for him. He lost in the championship, but it doesn't feel as bad as. No, it doesn't feel as bad as if your brother lost. I told you, I would always wanted, New York to be, because of its basketball history, its roots, everything it's about. To be able to have that city have a parade, and that would just be one of the dopest things to watch, especially as a fan. So I'm always there. But when they lose like this, it's much easier as your secondary East Coast team to be like, yeah, it sucks for them. But the bench, I feel like that's what it is. The playoffs, you got to have a bench. You got to have 7 dudes, possibly 8 if possible, that like you're going to go in the foxhole with. And it took, this series, it took Thibs a little bit longer to use his, but I think that, it's that top-heavy 5, and then your bench. It's like, how do you want your team constructed? And it's like an arms race. So some teams got to do whatever they can. They're like, hey, look, this is the situation. We can't necessarily build this 8 to 10 deep roster, but what we could do is get a couple of these expensive dudes, get top heavy, and then ride that shit like Seabiscuit until those Forrest Gump kneecap things don't come off and you're not running. You're stuck in sand, and like it's showing because these teams, the Pacers are deep, OKC is deep,
Pacers are deep,
and it does help. It does help those, it helps those starters get that little extra 4-minute rest, and in this, through a game, through a half, whatever, that shit adds up. And as much as I would see, like on Thibs' side as a coach, like, fuck, man, I'm top heavy. I got to keep these guys. I got to ride them. That's our best chance to win at the end of the day, right?
Listen, best players on the floor were on the floor, with the exception of maybe I felt like we didn't play Brunson as much as we used to in the last 2-3 games. And that, that's something that I've ranted about too. Like I've said that Brunson is utilized on like a 90 to 95% clip, to the point of he's basically the only option on offense the Knicks have in the last 4 to 5 minutes. And, I've been critical of that. I've said we have Towns, we have Bridges. Yeah. Okay. We've got Deuce McBride coming off the bench, who gives us a lot of perimeter speed and 3-point making ability. Like we have all those options, but even those guys were off.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Karl Anthony Towns of New Jersey did not play as the alley cat that we had hoped. No, he played like the pussycat that we dreaded.
Pussycat dolls.
He was very much, and after all that, they got right by me when I was playing defense. And listen, I don't think we were much better than last year. So last year we were a game better in terms of the win column during the regular season. And in the playoffs, obviously, we beat Boston, big deal, prematurely celebrated in the streets like a bunch of fucking idiots, and then came into the Eastern Conference Finals and got, a lot of people were talking about the Knicks are actually going to make it to the finals.
Yeah.
But the fact that Cat is incredibly inconsistent and cannot defend a paraplegic dribbling a basketball is just beyond me. It's beyond me, man. Like you
think that's more just will and effort, or do you think that's part of that is like the offensive side, him feeling like, because if you're a coach, then how do you approach that's your group? How do you approach their system if it's not just going to be more dominant of letting Brunson, literally he's like running the table for everybody, right? How do you have two different type systems where, like, let's say, I mean, that you're keeping Cat involved, right? Because obviously to me, I mean, I don't see where he's a player where it's like, I don't need any motivation. I don't need the ball. If I'm not getting the ball and it's Brunson heavy in the beginning, I'm going to go grab an offensive rebound. I'm going to go grab a rebound and push and like create for myself, right? I don't see that in like his part of his personality. So if he's not getting the ball, because it seems like sometimes if he doesn't get the ball in the first quarter, the first half, he's like, oh, well, when I get it, instead of that, like, hey, if people are rolling and you're riding a hot hand, or Brunson's feeling good, or some of the perimeter guys are going, there's ways for you to get in the game and get shots up without having your number called. So sometimes maybe it's the system where how do you massage his ego, right? Woohoo! To keep this fool involved. I mean, obviously you shouldn't have to. Granted.
No, you shouldn't have
to. You're in the Eastern Conference Finals. You should be able to be motivated regardless and be like, I know this is what I can control is my defense and my effort,
Yeah. And I don't know how much effort he's given on the defensive end. I see on the offensive end every so often he'll, force, like he'll dribble hard in the paint and force a terrible shot and get bailed out by a foul sometimes. And if he's not bailed out, he's throwing his hands up saying, "Oh my God," and just not running back on defense.
Needs to be aggressive.
He absolutely needs to be aggressive. But my question is this: maybe it is a system thing. Not only is it a non-effort thing, but also potentially a system thing where we're not running any offensive plays on our side of the court. And I get it. Today's NBA doesn't have a lot of play calling. I get it.
Yeah.
But what's wrong with just saying, hey, guys, we've got one of the best offensive big men in the league, and we got one of the best offensive point guards in the league in Brunson and Towns. How's the pick and roll? Like, how about a pick and roll where,
you're forcing
Towns doesn't fan out to the 3-point line every time. Like, maybe just make a 2-man game where you could get him to the basket and get him a high percentage shot, or get Brunson open for a perimeter shot or a mid-range shot. Like, how about any of that? Because they've hit those shots. They can hit those shots. The fact that they ran next to no pick and rolls through most of this series is also beyond me. Like, those are your two best offensive weapons, and you're not going to pair them up to really pound it in the paint or pound it along the perimeter. What's going on with that? I don't know. I don't understand it, and that's why I say it's a system thing. Like, is Tibbs just saying, like, hey, just go ahead and create on offense. Just go ahead and create. Just do what you want.
But I don't know. They need some sort of outline and some sort. I think every team
do. They need structure. Yeah. They need some sort of structure. A little bit of structure
would work. Even like the Pacers is that they like to push and get out and run, and sometimes that's their background, right?
Yeah.
Or their outline. It's like, hey, stick to what we're good at, and then we get in the offense in the half court. You kind of whatever their pick and rolls and moving around is. But
they're a great fast break team.
And
fast break team.
You compare the if you looked at both point guards in the beginning of the series or beginning of the year, 9 times out of 10 people are going to take Brunson.
Yeah.
But like the way that Halliburton was, I like that he was a scoring point guard and distributing the ball, and maybe that does help because he's on those fast breaks and he's able to get those legs out and guys are running, and and obviously the Knicks aren't like a super fast break run team.
They're a no break team. They're just no fast breaks whatsoever coming from them. They'd have a guy fall down. Like, they'll have one of the Pacers fall down after a missed shot and just walk the ball up the court. Like, what are you doing?
With the purpose, yeah.
You have numbers at that point. Like, what are you doing? Just dancing it up the court. Like, what are you doing?
I feel that's since we were kids, like, that's what it was transition, get out and run. If there's nothing there, pull it back out. We'll get into a half court set. But I want you guys to get shots on the run, off of a fast break, off a couple of passes, off a layup, off a catch and shoot and transition. And you can, that Pacer, the OKC kind of does this too. They get out and push the ball too. It just opens things up. I feel like then when you have an older team who doesn't run, like we were talking about last pod, is like those twos, you hit a couple 2, 3, 4 twos, and this other team is struggling because they're 3-point dominant and in the half court pass and kick kind of thing, and they're not running and getting fast break points. That shit just starts to get deeper and deeper, and then teams that are good, like the teams that are in the these last 8 teams left. I mean, teams in the playoffs can play, so they'll kill you if you can't. It's funny to see how much these little things in the regular season get brought like on Front Street when we're in the playoffs. And it's crazy to see because you feel like, man, it's so easy as a fan. This guy's this guy's that. And it's like, dude, they have all the ultra focus 24/7 now, these next, playing multiple games in a row of trying to take away anything that you're good at. So also people got to keep in perspective, fans, of like how much these dudes are trying. I mean, the ones who, and again, we could judge effort. I feel like you're allowed to judge effort. If the guy's not showing fucking effort, a fan could call his ass out,
No, that's our responsibility as fans. I think too many fans get caught up in making excuses and enabling. That's not me. That is not me. I firmly believe that we as fans need to keep our teams accountable. So when they fuck up, we call them out for fucking up. Like, I don't like to, like, I like calling a spade and seeing when something is not right and calling it out, whether that be on Twitter or on this podcast or in the text chain or whatever. It just needs to be called out. And like, you guys saw me all series. Like I was calling out all the fuck ups, and like one of every 6 texts from me was like every other one was just like, "What the fuck is Towns doing?" Like that was the thing. Speaking of keeping them accountable, I made a list of things that I was noticing during the games, I should say. So this entire series, what's up with the transition defense? The Knicks had 0 transition defense. Too many times the Pacers, I get that they're a fast break team, but too many times they had 1, maybe 2 guys out in front of our defense scoring the ball down on the other side of the court so easily. It wasn't even fair. I think in the last game, let's see.
You know the message. Bench.
Yeah. The fast break points in game 6, 25-10 in favor of Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, our transition defense, like we're not blowing ourselves out on offense, guys. Like we need to run back too. Why are we missing so many free throws? Like how fundamental is it that down, down crunch time, you got to make your free throws. Karl Anthony Towns shot 50% from the free throw line in game 6.
That's where they need the psychologist on the sideline. That's where you remind them. That's what my fantasy job would be like, more of that. I'm not licensed. We know. Get off
NBA
me,
team psych.
Yeah, where basically you're just giving them these these life hacks of like, look, fans are idiots. People are stupid. Get them to concentrate on what's important. And it's like right now, and you'd give them the tools where when they're going on the free throw, they're not listening to the fucking idiot guy, or they're not getting sucked in. They're literally locked in and like, I'm going to concentrate on my breathing right now and knock down free throws. There's ways to be able to like counteract when your body is going through stuff. And like, that's what to me would be the best. And coming from a basketball player's perspective, I mean, come on, what team wouldn't want that, huh? Anyways, hit us up in the contacts. No, but it's serious, because like even coaching, there's a style where I'm not the X's and O's guru guy. I'm not that dude. But like when I'm coaching with the kids, it's like, all right, we're gonna go off. Like you're talking to them, it's like their level. Like, hey, this is what we're good at. We're gonna do this, and our effort's gonna be top notch. And like, I'll live with us losing if we just missed good shots.
Yeah.
Like an NBA team, it's okay. If we got good shots and we miss, I'm like, hey, guys, this is basketball, and this is how this is how she works sometimes, is that we could run our offense well. We're getting good shots, too. There was a lid on the basket today we couldn't hit. And that happens, and I'll live with that. So,
I mean, we miss shots. We're not going to make 100% of the shots we take. Yeah. Like, I get that. But like,
no, for sure. You're talking about free throws. There should be no excuse at the pro level. I get it.
No, there really isn't. There really isn't, man. Like you cannot shoot 80% from the free throw line, plus 80% all season, and then
he
rip
dropped
a ton
30
during the
points
series.
In that game to 50. Cat shot 50 at the line in the last game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
damn.
It was insane.
Essentially elimination.
Insane,
elimination,
dude.
Wow.
I'm sorry, it wasn't 50. It was 60. 6 of 10. 6 of 10 for the free throw.
You want him hitting 8? Nah, I mean, he's capable of hitting 10. Let's not get it twisted. But
yeah,
I get not being Stephen Curry at the line damn near every night. But bro, free throws. This is the bread and butter. You got to shoot at a high clip.
All right. What else?
Jeez.
Why aren't we taking care of the ball? So many Knicks turnovers. So many turnovers.
They're surprised that they have the damn ball. It's run by Brunson. They're like, oh, shit, we got it. I forgot what to do with this bitch. Damn, out of bounds.
So, game 6 totals. Knicks had 10 turnovers in the first half, 18 total in the game.
Damn. You got to keep it under double digits a full game.
Under.
Yeah.
12 at most. 12 at most.
I mean, yeah. And, yeah, you better be rebounding well.
So, 18-13, advantage Pacers. Then here's the other thing: points off turnovers. 34-13.
Damn, that's the game.
That's it right there.
That one sack could be right the game. There.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You take care of the ball. You give yourself a puncher's chance, and probably win this series. Like
that's a huge discrepancy.
It is, and I was baffled. Baffled.
It's just the wrong time to be having these characteristics in a team. It's just unfortunately. And then the flip side is looking at how the Pacers look like they're playing fucking free as hell. And it's crazy to see the different. At first, you're like, dude, you play whoever's in front of you, kill them all, let God sort them out, Jadakiss kind of stuff. But like, sometimes when you see some of these guys, these teams' paths, it's like the Pacers' path. We kind of talked about it. Like, if they ended up winning it all, it would literally be. I would buy into like, yo, this is this conspiracy. These fools were going to win it from the beginning. They're making throw-in shots in the last down 9 points with under a minute left and winning these games. But it's just that their kind of path has had them playing so free, it feels like, that it's like their house money going into the finals,
Yeah.
Because they're like that. I don't know. It's like the little engine they could. Not that they're not, like, they're so far under talent than other teams, but just the way they're playing. Because during the regular season, you're like, oh, Pacers, middle of the pack.
They were the number 4. They were the number 4 team in the East, like one place behind the Knicks.
I thought that I didn't think they were special. I saw them play against the Lakers earlier this year, and
I thought at least the Cavs would beat them.
Yeah, I did. I did think the Cavs would beat them. I mean, I noticed they weren't 100% healthy, but even then, I thought, the Cavs were rolling. Even when guys were hurt, they were still humming the whole year. So,
that's another thing though. Like, regular season contenders, postseason pretenders.
Yeah,
like the Cavs were that this year. Atlanta was that a few years back. Like this happens every so often where you're the best team in the division or the conference, and you get to the playoffs and you start falling apart. So, and then my last thing for the Knicks, is just like I said before, the defense. They're not closing out on 3-point shots. They're too lazy to get to those.
Yeah.
Maybe they're tired. They're just exhausted from keeping pace with the Pacers. But still, you got to close out on open shots. You can't just stand there and let a guy. You can't dare a guy. And there were at least 2 scenarios where that happened, where guys were just giving him 15 feet of space and saying, "Go ahead and shoot it." And then the other thing too is defending the pick and roll. It's like too much drop coverage. And this is another Towns thing where he, is supposed to engage in the switch, and his man gets screened, and he just does drop coverage to the point of like another scenario where it's 15 feet between him and the ball handler.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. You're not protecting the rim. Get this stat. Karl Anthony Towns had 1 block for the entire series. 1.
Wow.
One. That's it. This man is 7 feet tall.
He couldn't get a help block when the guy didn't even see him. Jeez,
just one
lonely block
through 6 games, and that's
Karl Anthony Towns.
That's ridiculous. That's absolutely something that cannot happen. So,
1 block.
So, and I think I shared the picture with you. The dude holding the phone with his hands crossed, saying, "I'm getting on the phone and calling Milwaukee, seeing if I could deal everybody except Brunson for Giannis Antetokounmpo." What's funny is my brother-in-law is a big Milwaukee Bucks fan, and he saw that post and he just replied to my story, "No,
no way,
no way, no," because he doesn't want to lose Giannis, but Giannis has already expressed interest in wanting to play for New York. I mean, those are what the reports say, and I don't have any doubt that those reports are pretty much accurate. But yeah,
the courting of Giannis.
I mean,
it's already started.
It has, yeah. And New York's not going to be the only team that's trying to get at him. I mean, obviously Brooklyn's in New York, and they're going to try to get him. But who wants to play for East Coast Clippers? Nobody,
man. So, and Brooklyn, man, they have such a great. I would want them to be winners too, man. I love Brooklyn.
I'm good.
But it just sucks that they were. I'm good. Whoa, territory.
No. Yeah.
Bro, son. Wait, you're from Queens?
No, my family's from the Bronx.
Okay, yeah, so this is not Manhattan or Brooklyn.
No.
So you could be fans of both. Like, you could be the Jets and the Giants.
I'm good. The Jets. Fuck the Jets. Giants all day. Fuck the Jets.
Man,
they had Aaron Rodgers last year, and I was just like, see, this is why this team's a joke. They got decrepit old ass Aaron Rodgers,
Man,
to lead their
Brooklyn's nice. It's a nice area. It's a nice area. Erik. Okay.
Listen, I'm not talking about the area. They've done a lot of updates.
Barclays Center is beautiful. You know?
Oh, great. Yeah, so is the Clippers arena.
Yeah,
but you don't see me saying, "Hey, go Clippers" anymore.
You're right.
Listen,
I mean,
Brooklyn is East Coast Clippers, and nobody, and it's always going to be that way. It's always going to be that way. They can't take anything away from the Knicks that's going to be substantial enough to say, "Hey, you know what? Brooklyn is the team in New York."
What if they won a chip before your beloved Knicks? No, I know you're already looking at it's a hypothetical.
Then we'll talk. No, it's not going to happen. It's not even a possibility.
Damn.
Not even a possibility. And God forbid it happens. We will talk on this podcast about how much I hate the Brooklyn Nets.
Yes, I would know. Yeah, and I'll just call myself Cleo the whole time.
Look into my crystal ball.
Call me now.
All right. Yeah, we need to get Giannis somehow, and I will trade everybody. We have some picks. We don't have a ton of picks, but we will give those up. I will absolutely give up Karl Anthony Towns now. Like I'm good. I'm good. He's been in this league a decade, and he's still soft.
He's gonna be a Knick next year, though. So you're gonna have to come to grips with that.
I mean, I'd be interested to see how much his name gets passed around during the trade deadline. We have to find a team that's sucker enough to take in that contract. And
how many years left? 2 years left?
I believe 2.
Damn.
I know there are 2 years left in Giannis's contract, so he's a free agent in 2027. Yeah. So, and I don't think we can wait that long. We need to win. We need to win now. Like now that
Boston's down, so you guys have time.
Oh yeah, we have to take advantage
a little bit for you.
We have to take advantage of that Eastern Conference window right now with Tatum being hurt. But yeah, that sucks for Tatum.
Shipping everybody off. They gotta move dudes regardless. So
I'm no longer adhering to the Villanova Brotherhood.
Oh,
like trade away all his boys.
Wow,
Mikal Bridges,
even Josh Hart.
Like I'd like to keep Josh Hart just because he's tough, but that fast break they tried to run yesterday, that was disgusting. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. I don't know what that was. It's like he's never run a fast break in his life, and they just fell apart. I can't.
Not even keep anybody. Wow.
Okay. Here are some guys I wouldn't mind keeping.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind keeping him just because I know he's tough, and he's the best rebounding guard in the league, and he literally bled for this team this postseason. That's one. The other is Mitchell Robinson. I think he's a good backup big with a lot of the great rebounding ability. He's a presence in the paint because we all know Cat isn't, and that's a great addition to this team. Everybody else, including OG, including Cat, including Mikal Bridges, everyone else can go. No, I'll add one more. Give me Deuce McBride.
Deuce. So you're going to be able to keep. Yeah.
But you could have Bridges. Like, fuck this Villanova shit.
He had flashes of. Again, I think more. There needs to be.
He had flashes, but he also had 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not.
Those are never good.
Like, get your shot, great, but
because that mid range he's killing in the mid range.
Yeah, he's a great mid-range shooter, but like I just don't think he's the piece to the puzzle that needs to get us over the top. The piece is Giannis. That's the piece.
Guy. Whoa! The piece is. You can't just say just Giannis. The piece is Giannis. Everybody else. Who cares,
dude? If we get Giannis, hold on to those 3 guys. We'll have a backup big. We'll have a backup 1 and 2. And then everybody else, as long as we get perimeter defenders, like we'll be good.
Yeah. Well, who are you going to get? The sanitation workers? You guys are going to have no money.
fucking, I don't give a shit.
You're gonna have the Shoreman working in there and
bring Lisan Al Gaid, Timothy Chalamet out from fucking.
Oh wow! Now he's working
courtside.
He's working on a waiver program. Whoa, you guys, Knicks guys, you thought us Laker guys were fanatics or fantasy people.
We are fanatics. You are a fantasy guy.
Oh,
Give me a break with your purple and gold.
Right here.
The Pantone is yellow.
We're here. It's not my decision they made that terrible choice. I'll tell her right now. Yo, Jeannie, pull your fucking head out. Get the colors back. I'm going to start a fucking GoFundMe that says change. And actually, you know what? Boom. Light bulb. Yeah. I'm going to have to get that original Pantone color, and I'm going to fucking T-shirt the shit out of it and say, we want our shit back. Hit it, Randy! In the valley, to the west side. Yo, yeah, I got the shirt. It's coming out, but I got my Laker version, but obviously that had to be put on hold. I didn't want to do it for the regular series win. I wanted it to be something substantial.
You mean you didn't want to
down?
You mean you don't want to overreact to a win like New York fans did
this
in the
shirt,
second round?
Let me tell you one thing. It doesn't. This is why this shirt's timeless, young Erik, is because anytime a Dodger game is won, a Laker game is won. I don't care if it's preseason. I don't care if it's the NBA Finals. I don't care if it was in Hawaii back in the day when I would hear Chicky Baby in the beginning because it was such a long break. Even one of those dubs, you still say, hit it, Randy! And then the shirt's right there. So this is one of those shirts that, hey, even when we're up or when we're down, you still wear that bitch. You wear it proud. That's my commercial right there. With the fucking American flag and the new Pantone flying behind me. And then the wind, because my hair is in the wind, you know?
Yeah, look at that hair flow.
That's right, guys. I had to shave it down. We had a big event on Saturday. The wife didn't want me to look like a wildebeest. And then I was out by the beach pool again. I didn't put stuff on. I was over there throwing the kids around. That was awesome. That's how old men get workouts now. You just got to swim around for a couple hours.
Have a couple of kids and throw them in a pool every summer.
Yeah, and then eat a lot and go to sleep. Shit works.
Exactly. Yes, sir. All right, so we have our NBA Finals.
We do.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are going to play the Pacers of Indiana in a series that everyone is incredibly excited about. Yay.
Yeah.
This is,
he's not happy.
Well, of course I'm not happy. Of course. I accept that. I am grumpy. Right. The Knicks lost to the fucking Pacers. So, yeah. I'm grumpy.
Okay, you get it.
To see Indy versus OKC, other than people in Indiana and Oklahoma.
No, still the finals, bruh. Dude, still high-level basketball. No? Hey, if OKC wins, I mean, I think that they're gonna win. They're gonna win it, but they got a nice little argument for their. No, maybe you're not gonna say they're the greatest team ever. I know that gets like, oh my God, doomsday. They may not be the greatest team ever, but if they do like knock this off as far as their age, they got a few little records. You could Google it, or I'll try it later for next pod. That they've like hit through this little regular season and playoff run. I'd say it would be impressive for their age, and that
good for them. I don't care.
He's got a record that's only Kobe. No, not Kobe. Only Jordan and maybe one other person did.
That's great.
I'm just saying it would be a nice little from bookend to bookend from the regular season to the end. They could literally be like, we own 2024-25 season.
Yeah, good for them. I wonder how horrible the ratings are going to be.
Oh, ratings. They don't give a fuck. They don't care.
Of course they give a fuck. What do you think the in-season tournament is for?
Players don't care.
Players don't care. But
fuck them.
The fans
care.
We're
going to play and win our trophy. Well, hey, then tune in and get off my team didn't make it and watch good basketball. It's the NBA Finals.
It's not going to be good basketball. It's going to be OKC in either 4 or 5. That's for sure.
Are you sure that's not just a little bit of a
Listen, I get it. Go ahead, take advantage of the Knicks lost. Eric's gonna be in a mood. Like, I get it.
I know you don't like the Pacers, but you're like, yeah, it's gonna sweep at 3. The series is over 2.5.
Knicks in 2. No. Listen, OKC is a great team, great basketball team. The Pacers are obviously a good team. They beat Cleveland, they beat New York. Like, great basketball players. But nobody's clamoring to watch this finals. And I'm going to go ahead and
it's not a blue blood squad, of course.
Listen, I'm going to go ahead and predict that this finals is going to be one of the lowest rated finals of this CBA. Like, it's
of the
not,
last how many years? You think it'd be one of the lowest since 2000?
Of this century, yes.
Okay.
Oh. Like, I just don't think there's enough public interest in it. A guy that I follow, Shea Serrano.
I follow him.
Yeah, love Shea. He's not a friend of the show like other people. But he absolutely hit the nail on the head yesterday. And I want to read his tweet. I'm looking it up now. Here it is. OKC Indiana in the finals doesn't sound like a real thing. It sounds like a sports matchup you hear on a TV in the background of a movie scene taking place in a bar. That's it.
He's also a writer, so he's using a little writer comedy. You know, he's very a little.
Well, it is comedy, but it's comedy off of real facts. Like,
but Gen Zs have TVs too. You know, these little fuckers are going to watch all this shit.
They're not watching on TV.
They like Shea.
No, they do, but they're not watching it. They're not watching the finals on traditional broadcasts. They're watching TikTok recaps.
It. I mean,
they're watching TikTok recaps, dude. Like, they're not of the same generation that we are. We don't.
You know who did set a record
the same way.
You know who did set a record? Can you see who was the most viewed ratings game this NBA season? Oh, I swear. You know what? I got to write down that Pantone idea. FYI. Pantone.
The highest rated regular season NBA game for the 2024-25 season was the Celtics versus Lakers on March 8th, which averaged 4.6 million viewers. The peak was 5.3.
Woo! That's
5.34. So, that was the highest rated game. I do not believe this finals is going to hit 4.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, if it was per ball and goal, this puppy be setting records. Knicks too. I'm not saying the Knicks wouldn't set records. You guys definitely would set records.
There would be more intrigue if Boston or New York was in these finals. Like, those are just bigger markets. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
But I personally, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a great basketball player, but the way that he foul baits is too much for me. And I know, like, there's a lot of criticism, like, oh, foul baiting is part of the game now. I don't care, dude. I just don't care.
They would say Brunson does the same, though.
I'm critical of Brunson for the same shit.
Oh.
I'm critical of Brunson for the same thing.
Okay.
Same thing. Like, I'm not a fan of that shit. Like, play ball.
Yeah.
Like, take it down the lane and get in somebody's ass. Like, that's what I'm saying. Hey, listen. That's another podcast.
Yeah.
Staches and Glasses After Dark.
Woo! Got to sign a waiver.
Pour out the Cavassier for the Staches and Glasses podcast, starring Erik Fontanez and his hetero life mate, Justin Waters.
Hetero life mate. Oh, you can see a puff of dust right here. I'm going to bring coffee. When you guys come back, he's going to be my dog.
Wait, you're including a dog in this? This is
I'm replacing
myself. Things have gotten too weird.
Oh man, ratings.
Okay, yeah. Ratings are going to suck for the finals.
To see it through the
This is going to be a repeat of the Spurs Pistons from the early 2000s.
Oh wow!
Remember how bad those ratings sucked?
Yeah,
they're worse now on a regular average, but it's going to be. We're going to compare it to that. I'm predicting. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll happily accept responsibility for being wrong. But I'm not excited for this, so I don't think anybody else really is.
When's the first game? Monday?
Thursday.
Oh, they give them a few days to rest.
Yeah, they got a lot of runway for this series, so good for them. Do you want to hear some odds though? Like, let's make things interesting. Are you ready?
Let's do it. Ready.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are minus 700 favorites to win the NBA Finals.
So I got to bet how much to win? 800 to win 100?
Yeah, I think. And then the Indiana Pacers.
I don't bet.
Yeah, me too. The Indiana Pacers are plus 500. So if they pull off the upset, you throw down $100.
I make 5.
You make 5.
Yeah, that sounds like Willy Wonka. Like, hey, we could have a chance at the golden ticket with that shit. But then, what's her name's what if OKC's the Ivanka the Blueberry and fucking mows us down? Then there goes my whole game. That's why, again, kids, that's why I don't bet. Don't let them dangle them Jordans in front of you, thinking you're gonna win and go buy some kicks.
Yeah, well. Here's some other things. The most likely outcome is the Thunder winning in 5 games. So I told you 4-1.
Wow.
Which pays out at plus 200. The next most likely outcome is the Thunder sweep. That's plus 325.
Damn.
So
they really think it's less than 5 games or 5 games max, huh?
This is according to BetMGM, by the way. The Thunder are the biggest favorites in several years entering the finals. Even last year, the Boston Celtics were only minus 225 to win. So, yeah.
Damn.
This match is the 7th most lopsided odds for an NBA Finals. Yeah. So,
wow.
That's why the only people going to be interested in this are degenerate gamblers like myself. And I'm not even interested in it.
Damn. Make some money.
Yeah.
You gambler. You're the gambler.
Yeah. The gambles.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm not really interested. I know you are, but like, tell me what's your favorite part about this finals coming up now?
Yeah, man, I want to see if I liked the fact that OKC is this young team. We still some people are like, oh, they criticize them, their little after game speeches, and they all show up, and sometimes they're doing these little, they've done a corny TikTok or two, kind of thing, and then, but the one cool part is like, yeah, that's their generation and whatnot, but like, at least they can say at the end of the day that they still showed up to work regardless, like, and if they pull it off, they've had a great season to say that, like, hey, from front to back, like, yeah, we're young as shit and we did it. I mean, that's something you don't see a young team like that be able to finish the job and to go all the way. I mean, relatively homegrown guys. They traded for Shea. They drafted Chet, drafted Jalen Williams, all these other guys. So, and Presti's been, trying to build Seattle / OKC forever, but not really for him. It's more for the players. Yeah. Seeing them put it together for front to back would be kind of dope for a young team,
So the thing I love about podcasts when they're pre-recorded is that if you have a random bathroom break that you need to take by emergency, then that's okay. You could just hit pause and everything will be fine. The reason for the pause, however, is not fine. I had some delicious food tonight and it went right through me. So
wow.
This might be TMI, but just I don't give a shit.
It's like the finals, huh?
Yeah, absolute shit.
I don't give a shit.
I do.
Yeah.
I did.
Clearly.
All right. Anyway.
His tummy's back.
My tummy is fine now, so we're good. But let's hop back on track real quick before we close it out. You're feeling the finals because you're let's admit it, a basketball purist, and you love the game for what it is. I'm a little I like to say I'm a little bit more jaded. Well, I don't like to say that. I am, in fact, a little bit more jaded. And when I see something like what we're getting in the finals, I just don't. It doesn't give me the kind of excitement that I feel like I need from an NBA finals.
No.
But you're of a different note.
I mean, it's on. I'm gonna try to watch it. I've been missing. I got a couple weeks off from coaching, so I might be able to actually watch a couple of these playoff games.
Oh, okay.
Might be cool. That's why I'm kind of a lot of games. I mean, not a lot of games, but sometimes games during the week are a little bit difficult. But I'll catch a little bit here, a little bit there. So maybe I'll watch the finals to like watch a game, most of a game.
I'll be honest. I'll have it on in the background. Like I'll be doing my thing, trying to maybe get some work done, and it'll be playing, and we'll have enough. I'll be able to collect enough fodder for us to discuss it on the podcast. Like I'm confident in that, but I just like the excitement for me is just not there. But hey, we'll see. It might just end up being a really exciting finals, and I might be absolutely wrong.
You should also be looking forward to the possibility of, maybe Halliburton's doing a little trash talk, and then this time you got somebody to answer back and talk a little back. You saw him do your Brunson thingy. I was a little bit getting a little. I mean, bro.
Listen.
I wasn't mad though.
Tyrese Halliburton is a cornball.
No sweat, my pet.
Computer club.
Oh man.
No, he can't even come up with his own things. Like he doesn't have like he did the choke thing that Reggie did. He did the thing that Brunson does.
Yeah, I want to see. I like that though when you're specifically talking shit to a certain. I mean, but they weren't really talking shit to each other. So sometimes that passive aggressive thing, I'm with you. Like if they were talking shit, then I like using the other dude's celebration on him if you busted his ass. But like they weren't really talking shit. It's kind of a little passive aggressive form of like him talking. But yeah, I'm with you. I would like to see something that hasn't been done. Trash talking is so crucial to me personally. I think it's like it's a gift. Like there were certain guys who were just good at it, and there's other people who are just absolutely trash at it.
Tyrese Halliburton.
I think Dylan Brooks is way worse than anything.
Brooks is the worst of everyone.
Halliburton could get on, but there's those, and then there's people who are like, okay, and I don't like the ones either who wait till the game's closing before you're talking shit. If you're gonna talk shit, or somebody sparks you to talk shit, don't wait till the game's already done before you start running your mouth. Like, bro, run your mouth from jump. I was always come from the type of like I never started talking shit, but I for sure did not pass up an opportunity. I used to love it because it's so like, especially if you get under like just by talking shit though, and being and especially you gotta be busting their ass. But like I love when people just get out of character after that and then go somewhere. I'm like, bro, I knew it. I knew it. You couldn't play for shit, and you sure can't talk it either, buddy. Ah, man, I miss those times. Sometimes still. Mind you, still in the adult competition space. And again, I don't want to get hurt, and I'm there to run and do my little jog, pretending I got my hair and my headband. But if somebody opens up, this is like me. I'm like Splint. What's his name? Whoever. Homer. Simpsons.
Oh, Mr. You mean Montgomery Burns?
Yeah. I'll be my Burn.
Where did you get Splint?
Who?
You said Splint.
That's just a communicational discharge or something going on.
A communicational discharge.
It just means something came out that wasn't supposed to come out, or Bro, you heard it different. Not that kind of discharge, man. Geez, that's for after hours, guy. Still under 9.
Staches and Glasses after hours.
Oh man, discharge.
Can I hit up the wifey for a communicational discharge later?
You're welcome. That's a great. Anyways, we have vocabulary is very vast here. It's
do you
very
have
flamboyant.
flamboyant? Zesty is the new flamboyant. And after all that, question for you: do you have any computer club contributions for the week?
Your boy Screaming A was real loud, as always, into his emotions about
surprise.
Yeah, I just hate the absolutes, where you're like, you're either absolutely the god, best player on the planet, or you're ass. I just don't appreciate those like stances.
The hyperbole is a lot. But that's ESPN nowadays. Like ESPN can't do a show without one person trying to speak on the side of like reason and another person just trying to get loud and obnoxious and scream at the top of their lungs about some hot take that they cooked up or
that's why we're never
fed
into
their ear
stories.
by a producer. No, like ESPN used to be the stalwart of sports talk, and
now you get that. Yeah,
I can't deal with it. Like, for example, by the way, rest in peace to Inside the NBA. Like, we are, for 35 years, this show has been the absolute best NBA coverage that we have on television, and it just ended with the Pacers beating the Knicks. So that's.
Thank you, Ernie. Jesus.
Thank you, Ernie.
Keeping that shit together.
Thank you, Shaq. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Kenny. You guys are the best. You're truly an inspiration when it comes to the talking head angle of sports. And really appreciate it. And the entertainment value. Like, seeing those guys just shoot the shit on screen, it's some of the best non-basketball content that we have in all of them. And now we're going back to NBC, and I'm sure there's some nostalgia bait associated with that. Like, they're probably going to bring back the John Tesh song.
Yo, they are. Did you hear about what Jordan was saying?
I didn't verify whether it was true. I didn't verify whether it was true. Did you?
No, but that would be interesting.
So I remember Jordan thinks his fan base is toxic, right? This is what we're talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I saw that. Actually, before you sent it to me, I saw it and was just like, Jordan doesn't really talk on this very much at all. Like, he doesn't make a lot of public statements. So like when that came out, I didn't, like, I'm just being ignorant on this. Like, I didn't see which publication it was published through. I didn't see who quoted him. I didn't see anything. So I just saw the Instagram posts, and like, with the way the internet is nowadays, like you never know if something's true. So I don't know if he said that, but if it's true, Jordan said that his fan base is toxic and comparing eras and the like, and that is probably somewhat true in terms of like how it really is with fan bases. But with like for having watched ball as long as we have, we've seen all these guys play, and we've seen what these guys can do. Like, I get it that allegedly the fan base is toxic when it comes to Jordan supporters, but like, they're not wrong.
But it's you don't have, like, you could argue for him to be the greatest to ever play, and like, you have a legit, of course it's a legit argument. I think it's the other side when it's, which most people are, it doesn't have to be Michael Jordan, it could be A, B, C, D, whatever. But they're like, the lack of respect for the other person or the other comparison.
Yeah.
Or that's where I think that it would be more of like, yo, okay, look, the guy, whoever you're comparing me to, or when they bring up and they're like, hey, the next baby Jordan or this or that or whatever.
The next Harold Miner.
Yeah, like, they're not, it doesn't mean they're completely trash. Like, LeBron is not trash. And if somebody thinks that he's the best player ever, you're like, you don't have to agree and be like, hey, my argument's Jordan.
It's a subjective thing.
Yeah, you're fine. But like, if you say, oh man, how could you, that guy's trash, man. He fucking sucks. He's terrible. That's when it gets into like, bro, the guy's not terrible. Speaking about LeBron, you don't have to think he's a better all-around talent as Michael Jordan. Nobody would think you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think it's that part of it where it's like, the other person, no matter what, completely ass, they suck. Fuck them. And it's like, bro, you can still give somebody a little bit of the bouquet. You don't have to give them the whole bouquet.
Yeah.
They deserve a couple flowers.
Maybe
you
a little
don't have
bit.
to give him the whole shit. But
by the way, did you see on Instagram the responses to the Tom Chambers opinion?
I read a couple. I did. What's the final?
Well, a couple of people are saying, listen, 20,000 points, not that big of a deal.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
20,000 is not a big of a deal. He's 55th all time, I think. And like,
Vlade Divac is in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
How many people have played in the league, though? Let that, whoever said that comment, how many guys have played in the National Basketball Association? This motherfucker is number 50 or 55 in scoring all time. And you're shitting on him?
Okay.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah, Vlade, because I think of the whole, like, you know, what he did overseas and all that stuff, that counts too, you know. It's not, I know it's not just pros, but to shit on the guy who, he played 16 years, he made, bro, you don't have to hate him, but come on. 55?
Yeah.
What's the percentage of guys that played in the league are top 60 in scoring out of whatever? We'll do 55 divided by how many thousands have played in the league?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to do those numbers right now. It's too late in the day.
It's just crazy, though.
But yeah, like, give Tom Chambers his flowers, whatever. All right, man. Anything going on with the fam this week?
Yeah, wife graduated from law school. That was intense, Evo. Pretty cool.
Nice.
Next up, though, is the bar exam, which is in like 9 weeks. So
dude, she's going to pass that.
She's trying to do it now.
She's going to pass that easy.
I hope so. It's like 30% of people who do it in California pass. And it's just a part of
I've seen some of these.
She's got enough.
I've seen these ambulance chasers pass the bar exam. She's fine.
Yeah. Well,
she's got a far better head on her shoulders than those idiots.
This is true. I'm hoping it's going to be a rough 10 weeks though. Hey, you know, it's like a job. Like she got to like put in like 8 hours of studying a day or something crazy.
Hey,
yeah,
good for her. She'll listen.
Kids are about to camp outside.
Yeah, like fend for yourself, children. You have to depend on dad.
Takeout. No, I could cook, fool.
I know you could cook your way over to McDonald's and bring home some takeout.
No, man, I wouldn't have to burn something for you in this kitchen. No, Ken on the kitchen. You see Daddy on the grill.
Speaking of dad, I did the fatherly thing this past week and took my son driving.
Oh, I've done this.
Yes.
Yeah. How'd that go?
I asked him to stop and I said, stop next to the curb. So he turned towards the curb and just kept turning and kept turning and kept turning, hit the curb.
Nice. Bent the rim.
Luckily, no, he didn't bend the rim.
Wow.
But yeah, he did that. And then I set up I had some golf bags in the trunk. So I set up some golf bags as like, in place of cones, not to parallel, but just to pull forward into a parking lot space.
He hit your fucking sticks.
He hit them 5 times.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, Pops, man, put a fucking sticker on that or something. Put something on there. I can't see shit.
You know what was funny is the golf clubs. One set was mine. One set was my wife's. He only hit my wife's clubs.
She have a little surprise when we hitting the links. Like, what the hell in God's name happened to my?
Why is my driver all scuffed up? Because our driver is that's is a little green.
Yeah, he's scuffed them up. Don't worry, they're fine.
But he's you know, he's getting his license soon and trying to teach him the ways. He's about to graduate high school. And he's going to Cal State Fullerton in the fall, so he's
remember you told me
so he's really excited about that. I'm gonna have to start buying some Cal State Fullerton gear, be the good supportive dad that I know I can be and should be.
Yeah, so get a hoodie.
Oh yeah, wintertime I'm definitely hooding up.
I was telling Gio I wanted one from law school, but they don't freaking sell them at their store. They got like all these other, you know, it's not like a student store would have them. There's a little logo. I was like, that look dope on a hoodie. I'd rock that. People would think I'm smart and shit. You know, Peggy back off my wife.
Yeah, I mean, aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Yeah. So
all right, man.
You know, Yeah.
That's all I got this week. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Just wifey for graduating and a little bit for myself. I'm not gonna brag. Felt like I went to school too, except for not all the study and all that other shit. It was all the other shit, but it was cool to see her. Like this was a big deal. So I told her, hey, no more fucking school after this. You've already conquered everything. We're gonna be a veterinarian next. I was like,
she's gonna go to medical school now.
Let's get in the field, start killing it, and then Bobby could retire in a couple of years and just do podcasts full time, you know?
Oh,
T-shirts and podcasts.
I'm going to start having you edit this bitch.
I mean, yeah, I got to teach me first. So do a little YouTube tutorial, slide it over to old JW. I'll be over there on the interwebs fixing it up. I got it.
That would be great.
Might have a different intro and I'll put together a highlight reel.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, what the fuck happened to the intro? It's all me. I'm gonna have people start filming my games and put an edit. Hey, put this shit together, man. I want to show you kids what the fuck is up.
You know, I don't even edit the clips that much. The ones that we see on social media. Like,
you said the other thing kind of breaks it down.
Yeah, it does it for me. Like, I'm not trying to spend a bunch of time doing that. I'm very much like over social media now. Like, the only people that I communicate with on social media are like you, my wife, my son, and then a handful of other people that we know about like topics that we know. And then like everything else is just like, I can't. Like once I got the, you know, here's the solution to your hair loss ads like running up and down my feed. Like I'm just like, okay, this is enough.
Yeah. I looked at one of those coffee ones that has all the stuff a man can need in his life, and it's like all natural, all this shit, right? One time I clicked on it and I was like, oh, it's just dude with long hair always tells you all the shit in the grocery store's ass and which one's the better one to eat, if anything. So I was like, I'll give this guy a fucking another 30 seconds, huh? He was breaking down knowledge before I click on it. I have not stopped with these fucking different companies that are hitting me up with this damn bag of sand. They're calling it coffee. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm sticking to my Colombian with my meat that makes. I'm not fucking around. I can't do it with all you fucking. You can't. I don't know anymore. But hey, let people know that there is some good on this side from the interwebs. They can find it at Staches and Glasses. Don't be a bitch. Sometimes you gotta ease them in there, you know.
Oh, that's the real subtle approach, man. Good job.
No, I didn't mean it. I shouldn't have said that.
No, stop being a bitch.
And just listen to us. Come on. That's all the meathead talk show, all the meathead podcasts. You're a pussy.
If you don't listen to this podcast, you're a pussy.
Yeah.
It's
only
a
real
pussy,
men.
Bitch.
Only real alphas listen to it. God damn it. You just see spit on the camera. They got to wipe it down. There's a wipe down session.
Just veins down the middle of our face because we're on so much HGH. Oh, there's so much masculinity on life tonight.
Just rip your shirt off.
All right, that's enough. Thanks, Jay, for joining me this week. Tune in next week for, I don't know, more stupidity about testosterone and bullshit. We'll probably talk about the NBA finals.
It's like a Channel 4 commercial. The more you know. From Staches. Glasses.